Hey everybody, Aaron Dillon here, Managing Director of AG Dillon & Co. We got a pre-IPO company update for the week ending September 15, 2023. Let's get into it. ARM Holdings, a chip design firm 90% owned by Softbank, saw its stock surge by nearly 25% on its trading debut after its IPO price shares at $54.5 billion valuation. The company started trading with a valuation close to $60 billion, and it ended its first day of trading at $65 billion valuation. This just edged out at the $64 billion valuation that SoftBank paid its Vision Fund, which is a little self-dealing there, for a 25% stake in ARM just 1 month ago in August, which folks thought that was crazy. And now, after the first day, that's where it's at. It's better than that. This valuation gives ARM a high price to earnings multiple similar to Nvidia, despite lacking Nvidia's robust growth forecast. CFO Jason Child highlighted that the company's focus on royalty growth and its strong revenue from older products. ARM's chip designs and foundational is mostly in smartphone chips, are projected to tap into a $250 billion market by 2025. Strategic investors, including tech giants like Apple, Google, Nvidia, purchased $735 million of shares, underscoring ARM's significance in the chip industry. SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son emphasized ARM's role in AI chip technology and expressed his intention to retain the company's remaining stake. Next up on the IPO calendar is Instacart on the 19th and Klaviyo on the 20th. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon spoke at the Barclays Global Financial Services Conference in New York and advised companies to not delay going public due to valuation concerns stemming from the 2020 and 2021 boom, calling such funding rounds overpriced. Dimon said founders need to grow up. He also included my advice to a company: if you want to go public, if you can't go public, you want to go public, and you need to go public, don't wait too long. So Jamie Dimon's a legend. He's probably got the most insider connections of anybody in the biz. So if he's telling you now's the time to go, I would sit up and consider it. AI and analytics company Databricks has secured over $500 million in his Series I funding round, with Nvidia joining as a strategic investor. This latest investment, led by TRowe Price, values Databricks at $43 billion, a 13% increase from its $38 billion Series H valuation post in August of 2021, and a 39% increase from it in October 2022, $31 billion internal valuation. This valuation ranks Databricks on a top 5 most valuable private firms globally. That's a pretty prestigious place to be. Ali Ghodeishi, Databricks CEO, is keen on deepening its collaboration with Nvidia, particularly in generative AI. While the recent funding doesn't dictate the company's IPO timeline, Databricks is closely observing the IPO market's response to other tech giants. No doubt they're keeping an eye on ARM, Instacart, and Klaviyo IPOs to see how those are going to perform before they make a decision. SpaceX's satellite internet division Starlink reported a 533% increase in revenue from $222 million in 2021 to $1.4 billion in 2022. Starlink had 1.5 million subscribers in May of 2023. They're averaging 125,000 new subscribers per month, and they are on pace to have 2.5 million total subscribers by the end of 2023. The Starlink opportunity is incredible. 37% of the world's population, or 3 billion people, have no access to the internet. That's not slow access, that's zero access. So if you imagine how powerful it can be to be the only path to access the internet for entire countries. So like, for example, countries in South America, South Africa, and Asia. A lot of countries there have no internet access. You could charge businesses a toll to have their URL available in the country, and you could collect a percentage of all e-commerce revenue, and the list goes on. I mean, it's really powerful what Starlink could do in some of these places that have no internet access today, and how they can monetize it. Okay, big capital raises for the week ending September 8, 2023. It was a wild week. We got down rounds and 3 new unicorns this week. It was a wild week. All right, down rounds first. Ola Electric is an Indian electric scooter company, raised a Series E at a $5.4 billion valuation. That's a 2% decrease from its last round. Temasek Holdings invested. That's a great investor, so good on those guys. Getter is an on-demand grocery delivery service. Just got smoked on this last round. It was down 62% to $2.5 billion from $6.5 billion just in April of 2023. It was just 6 months ago. That hurts. That hurts, especially for those investors that came in at that $6.5 billion mark. Okay, now the unicorns. Ascend Elements is a sustainable lithium-ion battery company, raised a $460 million Series D at a $1.4 billion valuation. That's a 63% increase from its $858 million valuation Series C in September of 2022, 13 months ago. Zopa, a UK online bank, raised a $1.1 billion valuation, a 10% increase from its $958 million valuation Series I in October of 2021. And Imbue, an AI personal computer agent company, raised a $200 million Series B at a $1 billion valuation. Prior rounds were not disclosed, but I have to imagine this is a new business, so that's got to be a unicorn. Last up is pre-IPO stock performance as of September 11, 2023. So first, just a quick IPO update here. So ARM had a $54.5 billion IPO valuation, which closed its first day trading at $65.2 billion, which we covered earlier, which is better versus its last run at $64 billion in August of 23, just last month. Instacart IPO will happen on September 19 at $9.3 billion. It's just where it was projected earlier this week. Although as of this morning, this is the 15th, I'm recording this, Instacart raised its IPO price by 7.69%. That's to a $10 billion valuation. The private secondary market had Instacart at a $12.4 billion valuation, and the company's last round was at $39 billion in March of 2021. That $12.4 billion, my research number. Klaviyo will IPO on September 20 at an $8.4 billion valuation. The private secondary market had these guys at $4.3 billion. So this is IPO price is much higher, but I got to note the secondary market's not very deep, so I don't have high conviction on this $4.3 billion number. Klaviyo's last round was in $9.5 billion in July of 2022, so it's down from that last round as well, even though it was last year. Returns. This week's big winners were Chime up 15%, Flexport was up 3.5%, Brex was up 3.1%, Ramp was up 2.1%, and Rippling was up 2%. This week's big losers, Airtable is down 6.2%, Databricks down 5.1%, Klarna down 3.3%, Anduril down 2.2%, and Discord down 1.2%. And the top valuations for the week, ByteDance is in there at $210 billion. That's up a little bit. SpaceX is up at $153 billion, also up. Stripe is $51 billion, Databricks is at $33 billion, and OpenAI is at $32 billion. You can see more current valuation and performance data at agdillon.com. Just look up in the header there. You can see the link. Okay, that's it for me this week. If you guys have any pre-IPO stock research needs, please reach out. Thanks, and I'll see you guys next week.